top 3 hardest part of my job, numbers. It's crazy. But anyway, well, first of all, Merry Christmas to everybody. And but secondly, man, shout out to Noons and the boys, Big Noonan and them. That was just freaking awesome. You know, getting a chance to watch that. I was in the office last night watching it, and just really, really cool. Really proud of them and happy for them. Sorry, Beret. Tough year for you in Notre Dame this year. Yeah, tough for you, but we still love you. But anyway, just an awesome accomplishment, and just really cool to see them accomplish that, and just not just, we got so many great things going on campus. All of our excited about gymnastics getting ready to get cranked up, so cool, and our facilities getting ready to open up with lacrosse and rowing and gymnastics, and our wellness area up there, and what we're getting ready to do over here at volleyball. As y'all see the 10,000-foot crane, really cool to see that. It's kind of weird riding by here. Been here as long as I have. It's wild looking at Jervy, just kind of naked, if you will. Never really seen it like that, but excited about all the stuff's going on. And then obviously, man, basketball. I haven't had a chance. I've been on the road, but man, I've been just living and dying with every bucket with the Tigers, especially them beating Alabama. That was pretty cool. So just really, really fun to see a lot of great things going on throughout November and into December and into the new year. So we'll have a lot of fun with all of our spring sports, coming up. But just awesome to see last night. And then for us, man, just since our I don't know when the last time I saw y'all. It was the South Carolina game, maybe, after the game. Really proud of our team for, how they finished. Is a just great heart and resilience. It's not easy to win games. It's really, really hard. We finished with 8 wins on the regular season, and that's 13 years in a row that we've had 8+ wins, and obviously 12 of those have been 10+, but 13 years in a row of 8+ wins, that's a short list. Clemson, Alabama, and Georgia. So I know everybody thinks it's easy to win, but it's so hard. And so I'm proud of our guys, backs against the wall, and just how they finished. Guys stepping up, a lot of personnel down, and to see them rise up the way they did was great. To earn the opportunity to go to the Gator Bowl, we're really excited about that. And a chance for a 9th win. And if we get a 9th win, then that list of 3 goes to 2, us and Alabama. So, a lot of opportunity within this game. And it's a game that has a great history with Clemson. As y'all heard me say, the bowl deal, it's full circle for me. My first ever bowl game as a coach in 1993 against the Fighting Mac Browns, North Carolina, and when he had dark hair, I think, and it was my first bowl as a head coach. So I'm excited about it. Looking forward to it. Again, it's an area I'm really familiar with, having always recruited down there, and our Jags are fired up that we're coming that way as well. And, so it's going to be a great time. We're staying out at Amelia Island. It's a beautiful area. That's where we have our ACC meetings every year at the Ritz. I think we're at I think it's called the Omni Resort or whatever. But it's a great setup. We'll practice at Fernandina Beach. So it'll be a good trip and a great matchup. Kentucky. This is 2 teams I think that have battled all throughout the year. Kentucky is the job that Coach Stoops has done is amazing. I think the same thing I would say in his tenure there, he's created consistency at Kentucky. I think that is not always been the case, and he's come in and he's taken that program and he has created consistency, and he's created a mentality and a toughness, they've won massive games, and they've been in position to win at the highest level. So, I just can't say enough about the job that he's done, and they got good personnel. And I think all their dudes are playing. I think some of them were not going to play, and then all of a sudden now they're going to play. So I think a lot of those guys understand this stage and the opportunity that they have, and so it's a really good matchup. I mean, offensively, they're very experienced up front. This is a bunch of big dudes that have played a lot of ball, and they're built to run it. That back is a great player. He leads the SEC in touchdowns. I think he's second in the SEC in receiving yards. So they get it to him a lot of ways. He's a really, really good player. 6, 7, and 9. They're 3 receivers. They spread the ball out. Leary, we know a lot about Leary. Obviously, we've seen him a bunch. He's a very good football player as well, and he's taken care of the ball for him this year. He's done a good job with that. So, ironically, got a chance to really kind of study him, even though I wasn't really studying them. Getting ready for South Carolina, got a chance to be familiar with them as we started our preparation. But it's a good football team, a lot of shifts, motions, but again, built to run it, and they're going to challenge you physically, so you better be ready for that. And I think every game they've won this year, I think they've averaged 150 yards or more rushing. So it starts right there. We've been a really good postseason team around here all the way back. We've had 12 postseason wins, and that's in 12 years in a row. I think that's a college football record. So we got a chance to break our own record, with a postseason win. But we've been a good postseason team because, we've been ready in the trenches. It's hard. It's hard to win postseason games. You're talking about championship games, playoff games, bowl games. You don't win these type of games if you're not ready in the trenches. You just don't. Simple as that. And that's where this game will be won and lost for sure. That and for this team in particular, winning that turnover margin. It's been critical for this team, and we've had 4 good wins in a row, and we've won the margin in all 4 of them, and that's made the difference. So that's what this one's going to come down to, and so excited about our preparation defensively. They got dudes. Really good linebackers, very good up front. That Zero is a monster. He's 6'6", 350, something like that. He is a big, strong man, and their best corner wasn't going to play, and now he's going to play. So they kind of got all hands on deck over there. So we're down a few guys, but we got what we got, and we're going to get ready and see if we can go have a great matchup on the 29th, and hopefully we'll have a great crowd there, a great turnout. Again, not too far, and hopefully, again, just a great environment for the Tigers, because I'm sure Kentucky will have a great crowd that'll travel as well, and ACC, SEC matchup, all that stuff. So it'll be a lot of fun. So good team, return guys. Sevens, I think he's had taken a couple to the house, a couple touchdowns. So it's a team that's committed in all 3 phases, and we got to be ready. Practice-wise, we got started Sunday night. We've been on the road, planes, trains, automobiles, a lot going on. So I got started Sunday night, and yesterday was just a full all-day and night staff day for us, just to really just not have any recruiting and just be here. And no practice. Guys had finals, and so today, practice, finals, recruiting for us tonight. Tomorrow, all-day recruiting. Players got finals all day, and then we'll practice and recruit Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that'll kind of be our schedule. Sunday it'll go dead period, or quiet, and then we can't be off the road. And then Monday it's completely dead. And so we'll practice through Tuesday. We'll give the players a couple days off. We'll be here through the 20th, signing day, all that stuff, and then we'll get down there. Staff's got to be there on the 23rd. Team has to be there by the 24th, and we'll kind of have a normal week when we get there. We'll have practice that night. On the 24th, be like a Monday, Christmas Day, wake up, have a big Christmas celebration. Santa will come. Hopefully everybody will be nice and not naughty and get a stocking and some gifts. A hood, you won't make the list. I already know. And then we'll put on full pads and go have a good, tough Tuesday practice at Fernandina Beach. And so have a good week of prep. And that's kind of our state of Clemson, if you will, right now as far as our schedule and all that stuff. I know you guys will be out a couple days, and I guess I'll see most of y'all next Wednesday. We got a lot of graduates on this team. I'm really proud of that. A bunch of guys getting master's degrees, and they're getting their undergrad degree next week as well. So it's just a lot going on. It's exciting, and 2 new coaches, as y'all all know, and it's unfortunate the way the world is now and how things have to happen with the calendar, the way the calendar is set up. But really excited about Chris and Matt coming in, and their families. These are two really, really experienced, 2 great coaches that I think just check every box for us, and it's been a good start. A lot of stuff going on for them too. But Chris and I go way back, as you know, and super excited for him to be back. And this is a different Clemson than the one he left in 2010. So he's excited to be back here. And then Matt, as he told me, this was probably the only job he would have taken. So I think a lot of excitement there, getting off to a good start. And this is a huge opportunity during bowl prep, for them to kind of get acclimated a little bit and start that relationship process and just kind of setting the foundation and learn a little bit. You got to learn the plays, got to learn terminology. There's a lot going on for them too. So that, how to speak the language. But this is a big time for us, and we'll get a lot of work on Kentucky. We'll get a lot of work on Clemson. We'll get a lot of fundamental technical work. That's what you have to do. You got a lot of time to get ready for this game, and then we'll spend a lot of time developing our team. With what we call our JV work. This is really some of my favorite time of year is what we get done. It'll be very competitive. We'll probably have a couple scrimmages Saturday and maybe Monday, and then finish up with a little more work down there. So I'm looking forward to it, and we're in shells today, and then we'll be full pads the rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and should ramp up pretty good.
Here are concerns, especially since you guys are on such a roll in November, about stopping and then restarting and guys getting back in the flow. You've had to deal with it a million times, but what are some of the techniques to get everyone back up and running?
Yeah, so a lot of the years, the past 8-9 years, we've been in the championship game, and so we've kind of had that week, and it's you're worried because you only got such a short break before you get back started. You usually have about a week and a half or so, but the biggest thing is that first week, just let them just have a break. I think they need it. Everybody needs to disengage. Obviously, there's a lot going on. Kids they don't have much time, so now they get a chance to kind of sit down and process things a little bit, and a little extra time to heal up. But the first week was just kind of open gym, and then last week we had mandatory lifting and running, and there was a couple of days of skills and drills to just kind of keep them sharp there, throwing and catching, and just some group individual work. And then this week we get back into practice. So we've got a good plan for it to make sure that you're not starting from scratch, and you want them to be excited too. So that's how you structure practice, because again, you got a lot of time to get ready. We're not on the field long with the varsity. We'll be out there a little longer because we got JV work, but we're not on the field long with the varsity, so we got to be really focused. And you want them to have good energy. And it's hard this week because you got finals going on as well, so you got to kind of balance that. I think last year was the same, but several years prior to that, when we'd gotten started, they had already had finals. So I wish, but sometimes the calendar just changes on you like that. But so it's a little bit more to balance this week.
With Matt and Chris sort of getting acclimated, like you said, who's in charge of the ball-specific stuff on the offensive line and defensive end?
Matt and Chris.
So they're
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah. So we got like somebody telling them, like, just like I don't read signals anymore. So a lot of times you see somebody on the field with me, I'm out of the signal business. I don't read signals. So I just want to know what the play is. The game day, I just hear the play, right? I don't read signals. So when we get out to practice, we signal and try to. So I always have somebody out there to tell me the play. And And then same thing, we just got somebody standing there with him. He knows what inside zone is, but he doesn't know what we call it. He knows what the power is. He knows what the counter is. He knows what 5-man protection is. He knows what 6-man. He knows what a full slide, 7-man protection. He understands all that, but he don't know what we call it, right? We some people call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other people call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, right? Some people call it something else. So you got to learn how to. Some people say hello. Some people say hola. Some people say bye, some people say adios. So you got to figure all that out. That's what makes football unique. Is it's not the same, right? It's the way Europe used to be back in the day. You go like to South Carolina or you go to Georgia and it was a different language, different government, different money, different everything, right? And that's the same thing. Football, it's not the same currency, it's not the same language, it's different governments, if you will. So you got to figure all that stuff out. But these are veteran guys. Chris Rump knows what a tech stunt is. He knows what on this call we're in a 9 technique or we're in a 7. He understands all that. But how do we get to that? So we got people that help them, tell them, and translate. Just like you watch baseball, you got guys that, they interview them right after the game, and they're from another country, don't speak English or whatever, and so they got somebody translating. That's what's happening.
So they'll coach their positions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Coach them up.
In the Gator Bowl specifically and everything?
Yeah. Coach them up, man. That's why they're here.
As best you can tell, is your roster going to stay the same as you know it today through the bowl game?
As best I can tell. But as y'all know, it's just Tuesday of 2023 college football. So, best I can tell.
But there's no one that is on the verge that you've been.
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Larry'd probably know before me. Larry usually gives me the scoop. He'll text me and tell me, "Hey, did you know this?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't know that. I better check on that." I should probably. I ain't got time to read all that stuff, but no, I don't know.
To that point, and saying some JV stuff being done, getting some guys reps or whatever. Some of that is these first week or 2 of practice go on, or you may be thinking in the back of your mind, we may actually be using this guy more than normal just because things can change between now and the bowl game.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity for some of these guys, to get a really some win in themselves and some momentum in the spring. But some of them, you got to be ready to play. Like we have no corners. I'm drafting guys. We got all kind of people playing corner. We got playing A, B, C, D, and I'm about ready to go to E, just in case. Obviously we got Avion and we got Shelton, and those are as long as they're out there, we got a good fighting chance, right? And then we got Miles Oliver, who's coming off an ACL, who's really not ready to play, but he's cleared to play. So these practices are huge for him. So we, kind of see if we can get him game ready, and then it's like, all right. Okay, let's get everybody else that can play corner. Barnes, Hamp Green, Strecco, Mankaka, Crosby. Who else can play corner? Who else played corner in their high school career? And let's just keep it simple, It's either cover 1, 2, or 3. That's all you need to know. And just get the basics down, because you got to be able to function. What if one of them guys rolls an ankle? They're not going to cancel the game, so you got to have a plan, and we don't have anybody. We're trying, Tink. Obviously, we're Tink's not quite 100%, but we're hoping by the time we get to the bowl, he could go play. Obviously, he could go play corner. So, yeah, y'all thought I was kidding. I was like, man, no, we're looking for anybody and everybody to create the type of depth. So it's a great opportunity for some of these guys to get some real looks.
These are Sheridan Jones and
Sheridan's not going to be able to go.
is it injured?
He's not going to be able to go. His hips, he got a shot in the last couple of games to try to be ready, and he just He just doesn't feel, he's been battling some migraines, kind of really all year. He had to miss a game for that, as y'all know, but he just doesn't think he can do it. And that would be, and maybe something changed there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it changes by the time we get to the bowl. But because even if he couldn't play, just having him ready to play would be a shot in the arm for us. But so we got plenty of guys. We'll figure it out. We'll create some depth. We'll get some guys that'll scrap and go battle. Move Shipley over there. Shipley will go do it if we need him to. Put him on the list. We got what we need.
Speaking of, I think he's maybe the last guy in terms of flirting with NFL draft stuff that hasn't said anything yet. Do you think he'll stick with y'all?
Shipley?
Yeah, Shipley and decide after.
I'll let him tell y'all that. I won't steal his thunder either way. I'm sure he'll probably meet with me at some point. So I'll let him tell y'all whatever he's going to do. He's playing in the bowl game for sure.
I guess Barrett Carter announced that he is coming back. I guess what discussion did you have with him about that? Why do you think that's a good move for him?
Because I think he's got a chance to be a top 15, top 20 pick. And, he's not that this year. He's a guy that's obviously on everybody's radar. And he's positioned himself, no question to get drafted. But he's just one of those kids that wants to finish. He wants to finish. I think had he got a first-round grade, he wouldn't be here. It probably would have been an easier decision. But he wants to finish. He's got more work he wants to get done at Clemson. He wants to be a graduate. He wants to be a leader. He wants to be a captain. He wants to win a national championship. And so, he's excited, and so are we. We went to the NFL portal and got us one right there. Pretty excited about him.
How about Mickens? Is he solidly here?
Yeah, he's. As far as I know, he's graduating. We got a bunch of guys graduating, and his intention is to go pro. That's been what he said from day one. But he is not. Obviously, we'd love for him to stay, but I don't know that he's made that decision yet. But nothing's really changed from where he was, at this point. I think he's maybe still trying to decide what he wants to do there, whether he wants to go pro, come back another year or whatever.
Any update on
Antonio
Williams?
He looks great. Yeah, he looks great. Yeah, he was able to. It's been good to see him bouncing around. That was him. Cole Turner's looking good. He can't play, but that's two guys we really hadn't had all year. Antonio played 4 games, and really not even a full 4 games. 3+ games, and then Cole's obviously been out since first game in a quarter. So both of those guys are doing well, but Antonio, should be able to play. And Spector, we think he's going to be able to. By the time we get to bowl site, we think he'll be full go as well.
Is Lucas banged up at corner as
Lucas
well?
had surgery, so he's out. Strozier had surgery, he's out. That's 2 pretty good ones there too, and I hate it. But yeah, Lucas, he's probably 7 weeks or so should be ready to go for spring, and same thing with Strozier.
You mentioned with the coaching hires that you've been talking to Lemansky about it for a while,
Yep.
and that was in your mind, and that you didn't really think about making a change in offensive line until you had time to think about it and kind of come home after the game. What was it that, you were sitting there on the couch or in your office and you said, yeah, I think it's time? Was there one thing, 2 things that you were like, yeah, I think it's time, and was Matt your first call?
Yeah, Ski and I, something we talked about for a while, and he was just honestly just kind of ready for kind of the next step on what he wanted to do, and so it's just the right time there. We just talked about, again, what that looked like and, what the process of that, and so excited for him, and, he did a great job for us, man. I mean, he's coached those defensive ends every game since 2018. And obviously recruited Miles Oliver in here, and TJ and KJ and all these guys. He's coached. I mean, he's done a great job, but he was ready for a different path, I think. And then, but as far as the OL, I just, end of the season, you got some time. That's what I do every year is evaluate. Evaluate everything in our program. Evaluate it all. Some things or some years you stay the course in some areas, or some years you make some tweaks that you don't even know about, and some you make some changes that, unfortunately, it's a personnel change, or it's a public change, or whatever. And that's the hard part of our business, because you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with their lives, and there's no greater person on the planet than Thomas Austin. I mean, there's just not. I mean, he's just one of the best people on the planet. I love him, his family. I mean, this is a hard thing, and the guy's a captain for me. So those are tough, but at the end of the day, we all have a job to do, and I evaluate everything every single year, and when I think I need to change, whether it be something as simple as something in the locker room like we're going to do this year, something like that, or it's again a personnel move. Those are things that's my job. And so yeah, the first call was Matt, and I've known him for a while, but I wasn't planning on making a change. I wasn't even thinking. I don't think about stuff like that. I'm trying to win the freaking game. I'm trying to have a great day that day. That's not stuff that I process during the season. And so but after just some conversations and meetings and just kind of evaluation, I felt like we just needed a different direction there. And so reached out to Matt, and it was very quick. And he was my first call. And as he said, he's had a lot of he had opportunities last year. He's had a bunch of opportunities to get back in, but this was, as he said, the only job that he would get back in for. And so it was the right timing for him, right timing for us, and it's been a lot of fun, getting that transition started. You're gonna love him. He's got a great wife, Ashley. She's awesome, and Harrison and Cooper, his two boys, are 15 and 12. Coach Frew over at Daniel's the luckiest coach on the planet. Recruiting all these football players in here for him. So he's got some couple boys that play ball, and the same thing with Chris Rump. I coached Chris's youngest son. He was on my travel baseball team for years, little Chris, and we called him the rump shaker because he'd get up in that batter's box and he'd just shake that rump. So we called him the rump shaker, and now he plays DN for the Chargers. And so it's kind of cool to watch him grow up and mature. And a lot of great memories of little Chris running around in camp, and then Elijah was just a baby, and now Elijah is a grown man. He's a big time running back, linebacker guy somewhere out in Minnesota, and so hopefully Daniel High is going to continue to have a bunch of coaches' kids. Man, we've had some great ones roll through here, so it's been fun. But great guys and good fits for us, and have already hit the road. I've been on the road with them. I mean, they've got a great presence and great reputations with coaches and all the people involved in recruiting. So y'all will enjoy working with both of those guys.
With Hunter Helms leaving, do you think the numbers dictate maybe looking into the portal at quarterback at all this offseason? No, we talk about that at every position, but we like the guys we have, and we like who's coming. So we feel pretty good about the direction that we have there, and Paul Tyson's going to stay. So Paul's going to stay. He's got another year, but he's going to be, we call him Uncle Paul. So Uncle Paul's he's going to kind of be Zeb Nolan. He's going to be our Zeb Nolan. And Lord, God help us. Hopefully, we don't have to get to that point. If you get to a fourth quarterback, it's usually not pretty good anyway. It's probably you're probably resetting your goals, Larry, if you're down to your fourth quarterback. But
But Uncle Paul's going to stay. Uncle Paul's going to become a coach. He's going to become Coach Paul, and so he's going to be a student coach, and that's what he wants to do. And so that was kind of part of getting him here. But he's got another year of eligibility, so he's going to be a coach, but he's going to stay in shape, keep his arm ready, and again, if we had to get to a fourth guy, he'd be the guy to go play for us, and could function obviously, and know everything. Obviously, he's going to know the game plan week in and week out intimately, as kind of being a coach for us. But we're excited. We're excited about obviously Klubnik. We're committed to him, believe in him. He's our guy, and we saw a lot of growth in him this year, in his first year as a full-time starter, and I think you're going to continue to see that. He's got a lot of things he's got to do in the off season. For sure, the game has slowed down for him. He's still got more to do there, but he makes elite plays, and he's gotten better at kind of cutting out some of those disaster plays that we had early on, and just kind of again just being a little smarter and settling in, a little more poise in the pocket, things like that. I think he's made great progress, and we really believe in that kid. He'll be a junior. And I think he stays the course. When he walks out of here a couple years, this kid's going to be a great winner here. I really believe that, and so does everybody else in the building. And then we're excited about CV. We're kind of executing the plan that we put in place. This was a highly recruited guy that could have gone to a lot of places, and he chose to come. He was only 17, so that was kind of what we recruited him to redshirt. We felt good about Hunter and that's why we went and got Paul Tyson and Trent. We felt good about, getting through the year and letting him really just develop and kind of catch up. Now, he'll be a redshirt freshman. Kate will be a junior. And then, man, I'm going to tell you, Trent Pierman, if it wasn't, I would answer it this way. If it wasn't for Trent, we would probably have to go get another guy. But we really, really like Trent Pierman. He's got some moxie and savvy. And those of you that have watched him play, this kid was a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of South Carolina. This ain't no slouch now. This kid can play. He needed to get a little bigger. He needed to get a little stronger, but he's got savvy. He's got instincts. He's got moxie. He is a really, 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 really good third-team quarterback. So that's what we got. And then we got Paul, who's a sixth-year guy who's got a wealth of experience, who could go win the game for us in the Gator Bowl if we need him to. We got him. So that's where we are. And now if Paul was not going to be here, we'd have to go get somebody else. We are still trying to find maybe a high-level PWO to maybe come in and give us another arm as well to come in and compete. But we'll see how that goes. But if Paul wasn't here and we didn't feel like we feel about Trent Pierman, then we would probably have to go find somebody else.
Any questions for Coach virtually? Anybody else in the room?
I was wondering if you could touch back on men's soccer. It enjoys you as only 2 of the 3 coaches in Clemson history with 2 national championships. It's pretty cool. Just a little bit more about what they've been able to do, and especially 2 in 3 years.
Yeah, it's awesome. Race to 3. I sent him a text last night. First one to 3. It's not the rotten egg, right? You used to say, first one here's rotten egg or whatever, or not the rotten egg. But it's awesome. It's so hard to do. How long has Clemson been around? 100 and something years, right? And playing sports around here a long time. To win one is incredible. It's hard. You can look in college football right now. How many coaches have won a national championship? Not many. It's almost impossible, especially with Nick Saban running around. It's really hard. It's really, really hard to do, and in any sport, but certainly at this level. And man, I'm just really happy for Noons. And I told him, I said, all right, it's a race to 3, and you get first crack at it because his season's going to end before ours next year. So it's just a lot of fun to see, all these sports on this campus be successful. But I'm really just so happy for them. And and they really dominated. You know, I mean that's. I mean, I know they scored late, but 2-0 in soccer. That's like a 3-touchdown lead, right? So I'm just really happy for not just him, his whole staff, everyone. Man, I love Julie Ibrahim and to Pierce Tormey, to see all of them and involved, and just there's just a lot of great tradition. And to see the job that Noonan has done. Obviously was here when he got hired. And I got a picture in my office we took last year, me and Noonan and Woody and Billy D and Terry Don. And we had the 2 Natty trophies, and we had the one Natty soccer trophy. And I sent that picture. I told Noonan we would Photoshop his second one in there. But I look at that picture, and I mean, how cool is that? Man, Terry Don Phillips, I had a chance I went and saw him a few weeks ago, and man, that guy, they don't make him like him anymore. And his vision, his belief in me and Mike to give us the opportunity and to give us the resources and the time to grow and develop a great program. Just so many people involved, and I'm just happy for all those people. It's just really cool to see. And Larry sent me a thing this morning. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that particular quote that you sent me, but when Dan Radakovich came to me about, he just kept wearing me out when he first got the job. He literally kept saying, I want to know 5 years from now. I want to know what do we got to do to take Clemson. And he didn't like and and I'm just trying to get along with the new boss. And and he just finally kept, I pulled out a piece of paper and I drew this facility. I drew it out, and I knew he was going on a trip to Europe. And I said, here, and I drew it out and I said, here, take this with you. And he came back and he says, you really think? I said, yeah. And I said, now here's the problem. It's going to piss everybody off on campus. Everybody's going to be pissed. Everybody. I said, but if football gets better, everybody's going to get better. And I said, starting with Coach Noonan, they're going to all be mad at me. And I went and met with Mike. I said, hey, I'll help you raise money. I said, I promise you, everybody's going to get better, because we took their soccer fields. And that's all you need to know about Mike Noonan, Coach Noonan. I mean, we took their soccer fields. They're wherever, and man, he just stayed supportive, and that's why I'm so happy, because everybody sacrificed around here. Everybody sacrificed, because everything was disrupted to build this facility. And and it's been fun to see it come fruition. I think we've got the best athletic facilities in all of America, and we've committed great resources. I think we got the best soccer facility and the best soccer setup, and it's been awesome to see.
Got time for one more?
In this last week leading up to signing day, what are kind of final touches that you're looking at with this class?
This class, we need one more linebacker, and we feel pretty good about that. Actually, feel really good about that, and we probably need, based on where we are, we probably need one more OL, and we've been kind of on a few guys there, and that's probably the one area that we've been evaluating the portal, honestly, for some need there. So we'll see how it shakes out. I think we're in a pretty good spot.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you all.
Everybody stand by and